Good afternoon, bourbon fans, and welcome to another episode of Round the Barrel. Today we are discussing Jack Daniels. And here to discuss Jack Daniels today with us is some people that I'm very proud to introduce to you guys. We have with us today
Den Casey.
JR with Whiskey and Rock Podcast.
Dennis Jones with Whiskey University. You may know me as Mr. Handle.
the Handle himself, and as always, MJ with Whiskey U as well. So this is y'all's first two videos. Welcome. Glad to have you guys. So we are always looking for new faces to introduce so we can get new opinions and new things as far as the videos go, and give you guys opinions that are not necessarily JR's and I, because we're pretty in depth with this stuff, and
We're also right
too, and some of us are just not. But the majority of people don't drink like we drink. I teach classes 4 days a week, so I'm constantly having some things. So we want to expand on that and make sure that we give you guys a broad spectrum of opinions on certain things. And Jack Daniels being the largest of the Tennessee brands by far. Like, they are Tennessee whiskey. Most people can think of Jack Daniels. You think that's the state of Tennessee, right? And so I think there's no, difference for us either. So I actually started drinking Jack Daniels. It was my first whiskey that I ever started having when I was young, because I think it's a lot for people, period. I mean, it's very, very popular and common. So talking a little bit about Jack Daniels really quick. For starters, most people are fascinated to learn that Lynchburg, where Jack Daniels is from, is a dry county.
It is.
So you can't actually get a drink in the county where Jack Daniels actually is produced. So I think that's kind of one of those things that surprises a lot of people. The second one is that when you take the tour at Jack Daniels, which is a fantastic tour, it is probably one of the best whiskey bourbon tours across the board. You will find out that Jack Daniels died by kicking a safe, which is one of those things that just really? Like, that's how he went? It's just like, it's not expected. So again, those are two little things about Jack Daniels that I personally find, I'm a squire myself. I know you're a squire.
I got you your squire.
You did, actually. And I have made several people squires since, but that is their little membership club that is pretty good, actually, I will say. So if you can become a squire, you've got to know another squire to get in there. So, leave us a comment in the section for that on the video. Like, subscribe, all those wonderful things that come along with that. And with that, we are starting with Jack Daniels Black today. So good old number 7. And if you've got a story on why Jack Daniels number 7 got its name, because I've heard about 15 different ones, there is no official story, I guess. Maybe Jack Daniels has an official story, but again, old number 7 got its name. We'll never know, maybe. So
Yeah, I've heard so many stories now, I couldn't tell you what one of them are.
Right.
I end up in blank because I don't even know the stories anymore.
So, old number 7, we all know the common note that everybody expects on Jack Daniels. Do you get it?
I'm not getting it on this, but typically you would get that banana note that people seem to find.
Yeah, and it's
I'm
like a
getting
candy banana, like a Laffy Taffy banana.
To me, it stands out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
And not only sore, I guess, because I like Jack Daniels. Jack and Coke, America's cocktail.
Oh, yeah.
So I think one of the most mixed cocktails in the United States.
That was my gateway.
Yeah, and I think it is for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I mean, from Tennessee. What was what was your introduction to whiskey when you were?
Yeah, I mean, probably Jack or just getting what you can get your hands
Jack
on.
or Crown was usually the second one I heard in college. Crown or and nowadays I guess
Jim,
for the kids today it's probably Fireball or something like stupid like that. Which guys,
People drink a lot of Fireball. Yeah.
I know it's frightening. When there's so many such better things out there, but
goes down easy.
yeah.
Fireball.
What was yours? I don't think I've known. First of all, I've known this guy for several years, and he and I we teach a lot together at Whiskey U.
We have fun teaching.
We
together.
have a great time, and if you're interested in learning about the history of where taste and history combined, that's what Whiskey University does. And Dennis and I teach a lot of classes together. And Dennis, where was your start?
it was probably just about whatever you could get. But when I got in college and could start getting, stuff myself, it was probably Maker's Mark.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, I live close to Jack Daniels and George Dickel and stuff, but if it was around somebody's drinking it, I would. But when I got in college and could, make, this is the bottle I'm going to go buy myself, I was drinking just Maker's Mark. And,
Okay, so where did you grow up?
Place called Colmont, Tennessee.
Colmont, Tennessee. That's what I was like.
Trying not to say what the Colonel calls
I'm
it.
from I'm from Little Wallen, Tennessee. So we're both from like really rural.
So how many people was in your town when you grew up?
I don't want to know, but I'm afraid they were all related to themselves for the most part. So
we were pushing 500-600 whenever I was growing up in the
yeah,
town.
see,
and we're
that
now
was
a big city.
We were probably about
we're
the
around
same.
700
Maybe even less. I don't know because we didn't have a stoplight.
We didn't until they moved the high school out to Colmont.
So there you
put
go.
a stoplight up.
So
you're
starting to get really rural Tennessee on this, but Jack Daniel's 7. You said you didn't get the banana note on this.
I didn't. But I cracked one the other night. It'd been sitting on my shelf for a couple of years, and no banana on that one either. It was pure butterscotch
Really?
and caramel.
Well, I will say
Yeah.
this is a fresh cracked bottle
Yeah.
because we go through.
Yeah.
Jack Daniel's pretty common pour here.
But typically I do get the banana.
Yeah, and that is the common
Yeah.
note that we get
Yeah.
on Jack Daniel's. I know the nose and palate are not comfortable for you, but we're going to inundate you and throw you to the wolves. So what do you think?
I don't not get a little bit of that. Now that you said it, I get a little bit. I could maybe in there, but
Okay.
I was not always looking for it.
But see, that's
back
one of the
when I
reasons why,
started
like at the
to get
university,
into it, so
we don't talk about nose and palate
yeah,
on any of our slides because we don't want to influence what someone's getting.
sure.
But and you may be like, JR, you're not getting it, and until someone says, oh, and now I'm looking for that. Now I can find it, kind of thing. So that's one of the things about whiskey and bourbon, and one of the reasons why I wanted you on this because, I feel like this is a really good layout of what the average person is probably picking up and drinking on a good basis.
What's interesting too about Jack, if you do the tour, on their tasting notes of Jack Daniel's, banana is not on there. They do not like to talk about that.
Nope, but it is. But it's like to someone who has
Yeah.
any level. I mean, you start getting to the experience of drinking, and like
It's there.
it's like George Dickel, Flintstone Vitamin,
Yep.
Jim Beam, Peanut.
Yep.
These distilleries come with like certain
Get those notes.
that you're
Yep.
just commonly seeing, and Jack Daniel's is banana.
Well, it's funny you said Laffy Taffy banana, which is like one of my. It is the best Laffy Taffy flavor.
Well, there you go. See, so it's not an insult.
That's what I get on is the Laffy Taffy banana. It's not like a real
Which
banana fruit
which
to
is
me. It's
interesting
yeah.
to look for.
that Laffy
so,
Taffy.
Looking for that is
And it shows up in other brown formans too. That,
It does.
It
I
does.
thought that
That's
was
true.
interesting and I don't have a good nose and palate either. I mean, I can tell you if I like some, if I don't, and if I take longer on the nose and smaller sips and just kind of get my palate going, sometimes I can pick up vanilla and caramel. Which is real simple, but I mean, I think it's getting better over the years that I've been with Whiskey University and drinking more, and it's not that we get drunk. We taste,
Yeah.
and you start looking for things like when we said the Laffy Taffy banana.
mm-hmm.
A lot of this it gets in your head, and that's why we don't put that out at Whiskey University. We want everybody to get their own thing, and there's no wrong answers unless you say maple. And then
You got to join the university for that story.
yeah, and then we start talking about it after everybody's tasted it, had to talk about it, and people will say something, and then I'll be like, okay, I get that.
Yeah.
So when I get my own time by myself to spend time with that bottle, I start trying to find that note myself, and it's helped my palate grow. And it's still not great, but I love it when women
and we
get
work on it.
classes.
Yeah, and we work on
Women
it.
have better noses and palates.
And
than
we
men
have
do.
some videos that include that, so by all means, check some of those videos out. But speaking of things that people are talking about, Whiskey and Rocks podcast.
Yeah. We've done several Jack episodes. And one of those episodes actually involved, we recorded the entire tour that we took.
Oh, nice.
So starting from, getting on the bus at the visitor
and then
center.
take up the hill. Yeah.
Take up the hill. I will say, if you have the opportunity to get the Jack and Coke slush or the Jack and Lemonade slush, absolutely do that.
I've not had the lemonade slush.
Oh, they're phenomenal.
I've heard, but I've not had that one.
But that was a great experience taking the tour, and the entire podcast was literally the tour. So we had the tour guide explaining all the things that we were seeing and what we're going through, the rick house, going through the fermenters and all of that. And their operation out there is just unreal.
Yeah. And their tour is pretty good. Like, I think it's one of the better tours in
is.
whiskey and bourbon. The only thing about their tours, they just don't show you, like, I wish they would talk about what you're not seeing.
Yeah.
Because there's so much of Jack Daniels that you don't see. And especially with Coy Hill being such a huge thing.
Yeah.
You don't really see Coy Hill, I guess.
You can see it
but
from the tour,
like,
but you can't.
Yeah,
you don't go
that's
to
my
it.
point. And I'm okay with not going to it, but
Yeah.
I wish they talked a little bit more about it.
Yeah.
Kind of on the tour. But again, it's been a little bit since I've taken the tour. So let's again. So moving on to a double mellow Jack number 7. Let's move on to Gentleman Jack. So I know what I kind of get on Gentleman is a smoother Old 7. I'm curious to kind of find out what you guys were getting on this.
That's exactly it.
It is
It's just a smoother version of Old Number 7.
without the bite.
Yeah.
This to me is not a huge whiskey drinker. I don't want that bite on whiskey.
Yeah, it's much smoother.
Yeah, and this is what you get. And since we already charcoal mellow Tennessee whiskey, by definition, this is running it through twice. So
What I call good.
well, you're stripping out that bite.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, that's like the difference in Old 7 and Gentleman is stripping out the bite.
Yes.
That's it.
That's
I
exactly
don't even get the alcohol nose or palate
don't
until
either.
the back end.
Yeah.
And
I don't
then-
even
and
get
then
it there.
it's not even strong. It's
Yeah,
just
it's really
you know,
minor.
it's light. It's like drinking good sweet
I
tea.
would liken this. See, to me, this is sort of like intro to Tennessee whiskey, Gentleman Jack,
Yeah.
because it's something that's not going to offend anyone. It's not going to harm your palate. You're not going to get even someone whose palate's not so defined. You're not going to get harsh notes on it. But advancing on to something that you might start to get some notes on, Single Barrel Select. So that is our next selection in what we're doing. This is a store pick. As most of these things are, I kind of think. But they do have obviously a standard issue Single Barrel Select.
And this is raising the proof. So
Yeah,
the Old Number
definitely
7
increasing the
is an
proof.
80 proof.
Yes.
The single
Which-
barrel selects are 94, I believe.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
And Jack Daniels, I am talking to you. Take black to 90 proof, advertise the living crap out of it, and you will sell a shit ton of it. I hope I can say that.
Well, you know, the McLaren this year, the McLaren release this year raised the proof. It's still Old Number 7,
It is.
but they raised the proof. I want to say it's like the 87 proof. It's not much.
86.
86. So
Yeah, I
it's
think
a little
86.
higher.
But see, you have the 86 in the Master Distillers release. You have
Yeah.
the 86 in the green labels,
Yeah.
which I realize not everyone can get. But if you take it back to its original 90,
Yeah.
and you market original Jack Daniels, Black Label's going to. People forget because during our lifetime, Jack Daniels Black's been like readily accessible.
Yeah.
It used to be
It
allocated.
used to be allocated.
Right.
Yeah.
Jack Daniels was an allocated whiskey.
Yep.
And which is insane for us to think about.
That's crazy.
I know, but take it back to 90, and with the bourbon market the way it is today,
And I get they
Oh,
need
man. It
to
would
fill
be-
bottles of this.
Yes,
if they
but
would
they've got so
if they
much
would
liquor
Take
in-
that bottle as a special release once a year.
there's so much liquor in storage there. I just can't see why they can't do it. I mean, it would be so incredible as far as sales go.
One of the fascinating things to me about Jack Daniels is everything they distill is Old Number 7.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is the premise for
Yep.
whether it's Gentleman
It's the
Jack,
base.
their barrel picks, whether it's one of the special releases that they do annually. Everything starts at Old Number 7.
Think about making a living on something that you've not really changed
Yeah.
in 150 plus
Yeah.
years. I mean, it's incredible. I mean, and what they're doing there is incredible. And another thing that I find incredible, we don't live that far from Lynchburg, and I'm like, if you work there, every time you get a paycheck, you get a bottle. There's a retirement plan. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But Single Barrel Select. So this is a Jeff Arnett release Single Barrel Select, which I know he's not the master distiller there anymore. But
It's a good bottle.
what do you think? This is I really enjoy this, and Jack is one of those things that I think is better at higher proof,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is another reason why I prompt them so much to take black to 90. But this is,
You know, I mean, I like a little higher proof stuff anyway. You know, and to me that's one thing I like about Jack is it goes up in the tiers of the shelves. It gets better and better.
yeah, and this is a 94 proof
And they're
whiskey. So I didn't think it was like the regular, but like, this is a 94 proof single barrel select.
Yeah.
Den, thoughts on this? What are you thinking there, Hoss?
No, it's good. I mean, I like the higher proof stuff too. And I mean, I know you're talking about variations of stuff, but I think there is a lot to be said about not getting too crazy. A lot of different things that get thrown out all over the place within the market, and there's something to be said about keeping it simple with a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
So
Well, you have certain distilleries that have like 15,
Yeah.
30 different brands.
Right,
And, you know,
yeah.
Jack Daniels is basically doing the same and off the same recipe.
yeah,
And yeah.
they're keeping it simple and doing it right.
right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there is enough between the ones that we've tasted so far that is a similar yet subtle difference between it. Just enough where you do know it is still Jack.
I mean, to your point, they kind of are providing you with different proof points of the same liquid. It's just not in the packaging of Old Number 7.
And location.
Yeah.
And location and how many go into certain things and that kind of thing. This to me, I still get the banana a tiny bit, but I don't get it as prevalent. It's not close to as prevalent. And this is a much smoother, more enjoyable whiskey as far as just like a, you know, I just want a good sip kind of thing. I could sip this. This is an easy sipper. At its proof point, it's not overbearing. It's not taking over your palate so strongly to the where you just can't enjoy it. The single barrel select line is solid for sure. So, and
I mean,
then
their line too is if you're judging off whether you're going to buy it on price point and everything, price point really doesn't even come into effect with Jack. The prices on all these are always good.
there's
Yeah.
yeah.
Very reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they produce so much volume that it
Yeah.
makes sense. But, you know, the key thing, and we talk about this in classes at Whiskey U about how Jack Daniels pays like $20 million a week in
Yeah.
taxes.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm sorry, can I just steal like 1 week of your tax payment and I'll just retire?
Yeah, the first time I heard that, my ears heard week, my brain was hearing year, and I'm like, what? And they're like, week. I'm like, year? No,
I
week.
know. And you're just like,
And
it's crazy.
I was freaking over $20 million a year they were paying. And it's like, no, it's a week.
Well, you think about it, every drop of Jack Daniels that is available in the world is produced.
in
Lynchburg.
Tennessee.
Little old Lynchburg.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, the production capabilities there are just
Yeah.
phenomenal.
So,
And it's still got its hometown feel when you go there.
It does.
Everybody's
Oh,
nice,
absolutely.
everybody's-
yeah, the
Wow.
square.
You don't get the sense of the scope and scale of their
the size
operation
of the-
at
no.
all.
It, it almost feels like a craft distillery.
It does. It does.
It does, and like if you've not been to Lynchburg, and you want to go to Lynchburg,
Yeah.
go. I mean, I realize that it's kind of south of Nashville by about an hour,
Yeah, it's about an hour south.
something like that, and but it's worth the trip.
Book
It
lunch
is-
at Miss Mary Bobo's.
That's what I was
Yeah.
going to say. DC
Yeah.
favorite. Go to
You've
Miss
got
Bobo's.
all these,
Absolutely.
and the
Yeah.
little square there and everything. It's great. It's worth the visit.
Yes.
So, they're single barrel proof. This happens to be a store pick from a really fantastic store that I was fortunate enough to uncover. My best friend lives in Cleveland, Tennessee, which is about 20 minutes north of Chattanooga, and Riverstone is a store there in Cleveland that I'm giving total props to, by the way. And guys, I love yins. I've been to the store as often as I can when I get there. You know, I'm in town at least once or twice during the summer. I'm always by there. Their location releases, their pricing is great. This is what a liquor store should be. They're right there with like our Parkway store. They're right there with the things that the stores that I frequent, like Christie's and Knoxville, etc. But their store pick of Jack Daniels, this is their Christmas bottle. They call it the Christmas bottle because it was like a 2020, like December 24th type, you know. It is phenomenal. And different barrel proofs obviously are going to give you different notes. But this is their barrel proof version. This, I think I paid $65 for this or something like that. I
Yeah.
can't remember what I paid for it, but it's awesome.
The single
So-
barrel proofs are my favorite expression from Jack. Consistent. That's available.
Yes.
I mean, I've had the good fortune to be able to pick, I think, 4 different barrels of these in the past.
And they get better with proof.
They are, the higher the proof, the better they are.
Jack Daniels is one of those distillers.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you. The higher the proof, the better you're getting.
It's and for the money, I mean, like you said, $65, you're getting something that's going to be probably 130 plus proof. I mean,
Yep.
The quality is phenomenal. This is to me what you want out of Jack.
And this proof level. God, I can't
I was
believe I
just
got to
trying-
put my
I was
glasses
checking
on to
it.
do this.
So,
Yeah, 125.
yeah.
On
I've had
this
people
one.
go, I don't like Jack, and I'm like, you need to try
But
single
see,
barrel.
but there's so
Because
there's so much variation in Jack Daniels. Like, I get someone whose tastes are offended by Old 7.
Yeah.
You know, like, hey, that just doesn't hit me home.
Yeah.
But the higher the proof they get, the better they get. And the other thing about buying proof is you can proof it down yourself. So if it doesn't offend you, put a couple drops of water in it. And like, holy crap, you know, you're going to get notes that are going to open up. It's much like a Booker's in that regard, I think.
Yep.
Where, you know, a couple drops of water and you're going to open up and get notes that you didn't get before. There's just so much that can happen with this. And I just thought this was an excellent barrel proof. I really enjoyed this barrel. I've gotten several barrel proofs on my bar personally and things that I've had over the years. And this one I just thought was excellent.
And this is, you know, the single barrel proofs is where you start getting into really good, you know, the brown sugars, the caramels, the butter. I mean,
Yeah.
those traditional flavors of bourbon that you look for and really
Yeah.
want out of a bourbon.
And this is one of Chris's, so it's, you know, their current master distiller. And again, so I guess the point to what we're trying to say with Jack Daniels is, guys, the higher the proof that gets, the better it gets. Don't be afraid to get out there and get you some barrel proof. Take a barrel Jack Daniels. There's some
absolutely.
awesome stuff out there. I'm a personal fan. Of course, Tennessee is home for me personally. And, you know, this is what I grew up drinking. And I do mean grew up drinking, sadly.
I really enjoy like
Don't do that with your kids.
I like the single barrel proofs because I like the high proof stuff. But even going back to just the old number 7 to start appreciating where that one came from.
Yeah.
You know, and getting the simple things on it because I mean, I guess I made that yummy sound when I took that first. I got a cinnamon bomb on it and the just the single barrel was at 94 that we had the last drink on it. It was like a caramel bomb. So it was even, you know, getting more complex the more sips I took and then. I like a good cinnamon and love caramel.
Favorite?
And
Do you have a favorite
of the cinnamons?
of what we had here?
Oh, it's the barrel proof.
Barrel proof?
Mine?
Yeah. Favorite? What's your favorite? Would you have that you like the best?
It is probably, you know, it's one of these two, but it is probably this one. I do like the higher proof stuff too.
It doesn't
I did
drink
like
like a
this
high
one.
proof though.
It doesn't drink like the high proof. But I do like this one too.
Yeah. So, well, again, I think the
Barrel
barrel proof,
proof.
the
Yeah.
barrel proof, and see, I would, you know, I'm weird here. I'm going to say the barrel proof, or ironically, at the gentleman, I actually like the from a different kind of, and you know me, I liken my things to days of the week.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
from an MJ scale, I
The
put
soap opera
Gentleman
of the
Jack.
calendar.
Is there days of the week? So, I thought it was days of our lives.
Yeah, it's days of our lives.
See, come on, Dennis, you're throwing me off.
It's been a few years since I've been in college and
So,
studied soap
often
operas.
in these videos, you will see me relate a drink to a day of the week. And Gentleman Jack is my Tuesday. And the barrel proof would probably be my Saturday.
Yeah.
I
You're
mean,
easing into the week.
Sure.
aren't you?
yeah, I mean, you know, I don't have to be anywhere Sunday morning.
I can get that because I mean, if I just
Yeah.
wanted a nice, relaxing sip, or somebody come over and we were just
Yeah.
gonna relax, Gentleman Jack would be a good pour because it's not over the top.
It's
or
not going to
anything.
offend anybody.
But if I'm like wanting to, like I said, my palate and nose isn't that great. It's got better, you know, time I spent at Whiskey
We're going to
University,
hit that barrel proof.
and that barrel proof is just
And
more complex.
you and I teach
it
the barrel proof
stretches me.
class.
Oh yeah, that's a
So,
fun class.
It is a fun class. So for those of you out there in internet land that are wondering about what whiskey is about, comment on it. I'm more than happy to have conversations with you guys, introduce you to the university. As far as the video is concerned, like, subscribe, give us comments. We love comments. I really want to hear what you got to say about the video. We all, you know, Jack Daniels is kind of a hometown Tennessee brand. They produce 80% of Tennessee whiskey, I believe, something like that. So it is kind of our home state as far as that goes. And you can take this bottle to Japan and people know where you're from. So, I mean, again, love you, Jack. Thank you for everything that you do. For those of you out there, again, like us, subscribe, and leave us comments. And guys, thank you for spending some time with us, and we look forward to seeing you on the next video.